Dude, hey, I'm seeing some gains, man. I'm seeing gains, man. Yo, you didn't tell me you were gonna flash everyone, man. I wasn't ready for this. Holy, look at them
I
shoulders.
was look.
Look at the game. Are you in the hostel right now?
Yeah, I'm in the hostel. I'm in the front of the hostel actually.
I
So,
stop.
dude, I saw that shirt at on your Instagram. I was like, that that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got
claps, dude.
Yeah,
Claps.
man. Just get a little something for the merch. You know what I mean? I got it as a gift for Christmas.
I was,
My family was supporting. They got me this, and this was a good opportunity to use it today because I was pretty much talking about Ryan Reed's and the services I
mm,
provide. So, yeah, man, it was nice to bring this out, the lion and everything. So,
hell yeah,
thank
dude.
you, brother.
I would absolutely, yeah. How what? Um, well, tell us about the event, and
Sure.
then tell us how it went.
Yeah, so this was Creative Mornings, which is my mother and father have been going to that for a little while now, and basically it's a place where people get together. This is in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and they it's a celebration of arts. So people of all different backgrounds come. They either speak or there's a performance. In this case, we had someone intro their music. They had a local artist, and then a woman today. Her name was Laura. Had a very interesting talk about dying, right? So I instantly started thinking about Seneca and you and all this stuff, how we talked about this. So this
Yeah.
woman was basically talking about she created a social club called the Pre-Death Social Club. And the joke is well, we're all part of it, right? So it's just a place for people to come and talk about dying, right? Either their fears, what they think about dying, their connotation behind it, and just it's actually very interesting because there's a lot of people, she said, who are kind of interested in talking about it and joining these meetings, which talked about it. And there was different artistic ways where she was promoting different ways for people to express how they feel about death, the idea of dying, how to be alive, right? It was just a good talk. She talked about her family. She talked about her mother who had cancer and her father who's going through who's dying currently. So a lot of people can relate because they either have someone who died or they're dying themselves. And so it's just a way to kind of compartmentalize that, right? There's a heavy topic, all right? I don't know, but people don't really go around saying, "Hey, you dying today?" Like this is not something, right? So it's a safe space for that. And so that was that talk, which was awesome. It was cool hearing her story. And so in this event, which I didn't know until I was like on the way there. So my mom was saying, "Hey, think of something you can say to promote yourself." So I guess they allowed 30 seconds for people to talk about what they do or what they want to offer or anything like that. So I'm driving there in my car, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I started preparing. I just started saying to myself things that I wanted to, like how I'm gonna, a pitch, like basically a pitch. Fun fact, I never used to write anything down, and now I like have to write everything down. So if anyone's interested in doing some sort of pitch or going to have a script, have something you can reference because man, I used to wing things in life, and that's why I didn't get nowhere. So be prepared, people. Be prepared. Write stuff down. Don't be too proud. You're just human, okay? You're not God. You write it down. So I made a pitch, said, "Good morning, everyone. My name is Ryan." And I already forgot what I said next. So that's why I needed the script. You know what I'm saying? I said, my name's Ryan, and this big old line is Ryan Reads of Reading Realm. And what do we do with Ryan Reads? Well, we read. And something else, I said something like that. We read your stories, and the Lord has blessed me with this gift. I've shared with you all, something like that. And it was cool. So I had an opportunity. I was scared shitless, dude. I was just like, I don't do this, right? So I'm trying to get myself out of my comfort zones, especially for the business. And I actually had people come up to me afterward and want to work. So I've had a pretty
Wow.
popular videographer in Portsmouth come up to me, say he wants to work with me. I had someone who works with TEDx who wants me to audition to
Oh,
TED Talk.
wow.
Yeah. And
Really? Hell
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, man. So I'm like, all right, this is opportunity for me to be a speaker. We have a lot of things to talk about. right? There's a lot of stuff that we talk
Hmm.
about. Um, and a couple other people came up and just said, "Hey, we want you can come by for the Creative Mornings as like maybe an intro speaker." I talked to someone who was on radio. So, anyways, great experience. Uh, Putting yourself out there is scary, man, but you got to do it. You get to do it. It's important. So overall, pretty good event. I had a good time. And then I got some Indian food, and now I'm chilling. But it was
Hell yeah.
awesome, man. Portsmouth, New Hampshire is a happening place. Beautiful area. If you've ever, I don't think you've never been up there, right? Have you been to
New
New Hampshire at all?
Hampshire. Yeah, my that's actually where my dad, I think, no, dad was born in Vermont, but he lived in New Hampshire for a while. So we were up there. We've been up there a couple times. Yeah.
Do you remember where in New Hampshire?
Keene?
Oh, you were in Keene. Okay, yeah. So you
That
were you
that's
were
that's where my dad's born.
oh, you're born in
So
Keene.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. So yeah, we were up there a couple times because he was showing me around some of the places he got in trouble as a child.
Yeah, Keene's cool.
You know?
I haven't been to Keene too much, but I know it's pretty quaint there. It's nice. It's a college town. Um, Keene State is there, and New Hampshire's beautiful, man.
Oh yeah.
I used to not like it when I was younger, probably because of the lack of diversity and how the way I got kind of, the things that were said. But as I got older, I began to appreciate it, especially when I came back from Texas, because it's like
Oh
it's a
yeah,
completely
yeah.
different atmosphere, man. The lush forests, the beautiful trails, the views, the vistas in New Hampshire are incredible, especially around like the White Mountains area and things like that. Amazing,
Mhm.
right?
Didn't
Beautiful.
you say you had that experience going through under the tree canopy in New Hampshire?
Yes, that was in New Hampshire, the White Mountains,
Okay.
that pretty much that long road of just orange oasis, man. I mean, if you ever look up on like Google Images, just White Mountains or just like fall trees and White Mountains, New Hampshire, beautiful, man. It's like it doesn't even look real, but it is. What a phenomenal sight. Um, yeah, so New Hampshire, beautiful place. Definitely I took it for granted when I was a teenager. But now they're making a lot of progress too, especially on the diversity front. Because people think in New Hampshire, they think two things, old people and white people, right? And it used to be the old man in the mountain, but that's been weathered away. It doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
So, um, and it's not a surprise. New Hampshire is a very good place to retire. It's very quiet, very quaint. It's a beautiful area. But we used to have a lot of a diversity problem. But now there's a lot of different groups like BAPOC, Business Alliance of People of Color. There's just more integration because Massachusetts, which is way more diverse, is right there. So there's a lot of
Mhm.
interlayers, a lot of interconnectedness between the two. Um, my old school used to be all white people, very little minorities, and now I'm seeing that there's more of a mix. Beautiful thing, man. Right? UNH, University of New Hampshire, okay? Dartmouth. It's all in New Hampshire. Those are starting to become more integrated. It's a beautiful thing to see. Especially I was just having a conversation with someone who said that by 2040, I thought it was 2050. By 2040, we're gonna have a mixed population. That's what
That's cool.
that's in 15 years, my friend. You're gonna be like 73, and I'm gonna be 40. All right, so it's gonna be awesome. No, I know you're a youngin' man. You'll be hitting right 42 or something like 43.
So how long? 15 years?
15
I
years.
don't even know. Actually, my birthday is next week too. I didn't even realize it
Oh, that's
too.
right,
So
man. Wait, so
yeah, what the
April what?
27th?
April
It's not next
27th.
week, but dude, just with the traveling, you don't even know what day it is sometimes. But yeah, in like 2 weeks. So I'll be 28. So
Yeah.
I'll be 43. Yeah,
Oh
15
my
years,
God,
43.
dude. 43, man. What a wild thing. Don't
And
age
then,
yourself. You're still 15 years away, man.
yeah,
Still
and then
15.
you'll be 47, right?
Yes, I'll be 47 years
Oh,
old.
okay,
And
okay.
the goal is to still look like this, okay? The goal is to still have these cheeks, not too many lines in my forehead, right? I still want the striations out of my shoulder and my
The
arm,
striations.
the veins popping. I want to look like you, man. All right, I'm trying to get
No, no, no.
up with a
You're
tank
trying to
top.
look like a Sisyphus.
Yeah, facts, yo, dude. That guy was strong, man. When you look at images of him, that dude was lean, but he was built, yo. He was strong, dude.
Mhm.
But anyways. Great, good session. And I I thought of you too because of the conversation, the philosophy behind today's session. And I was like, man, Matt would love this.
Oh yeah,
He would enjoy something like this, especially the creativeness, right? So
Mhm.
people do creative writing, and I know you write. So you would definitely have something to offer for sure. Um,
Yeah,
Next time you're up here and there's an event, we'll check it out. And
yeah,
you
absolutely.
get to meet all the lovely seasoned older white women that are there because that was mostly what it was, and it was beautiful, man, beautiful people. Um, so great time, and yeah, man, how's Budapest going so far?
I'm in Krakow now,
Oh, you're in
so
Krakow. Okay, word. When
yeah,
yeah.
it's it's almost every other week. Well, every week I'll be somewhere different. Like in Monday, I'll be in Prague. So, uh, yeah, and I was thinking of you too because of the food, man.
Oh,
Oh my God.
oh, what do they got in Krakow, man? What are they eating?
Oh, dude, so there's the Easter market right now. And
Mhm.
the first thing I got, I saw it and I said, hell yes, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
It's it was a flatbread. They put lard on it,
Okay.
then they put fried bacon and
Stop.
then fried sausage on it.
Stop. That's the most American thing I've ever heard. Stop. Is that native to Krakow? Like they made that up?
Yeah, it's so not that this specific that those ingredients specifically, but they have uh one of the dishes is they have this flatbread and then
Yeah.
they put a bunch of stuff on that flatbread. So ate um another one of those sandwiches that had I think mushrooms. What was all on it? Mushrooms, cheese, uh, a different vegetable or something like that. And then what's really popular here is called Highlander cheese, and it's smoked cheese. So it's really rubbery and salty,
It looks
but
like
uh but that on that sandwich is so good because it gives it a different texture as well.
yeah.
Yeah, and that was good. And then pierogies, I haven't had a lot of them, but like pretty much dumplings. Yeah, big
You
dumplings.
never had a pierogi?
I've had pierogies, but not a lot here.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that they're known for. But the main thing is I forgot what it's called. It starts with a Z. It's yeah.
How do you
I'll
spell
send you
Krakow?
Krakow. You could probably do Krakow
Is it
flatbreads.
something?
Yes, yes,
Zapi
it's that
Kanki?
one.
I'm
Yes, it's
probably
that one.
absolutely butchering that pronunciation, Zapi Kanka or whatever. And what is that?
Zapakaka.
Yeah, what is that?
Look at it, and
It's
then
a
you can explain it to people.
so it's a food, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so Zapakaka, Kaukai, whatever. I don't know.
Ah, okay. It's an open-faced Zampi Kanki is an open-faced baguette. Do I
Okay.
got that right? No, this is a restaurant. What am I reading here? Oh, here it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Zapiekanka is a toasted open-faced sandwich made of sliced baguette or other long roll of bread topped with sautéed white mushrooms, cheese,
Yeah.
and sometimes other ingredients such as ham, served with hot ketchup. It has been a popular street food in Poland since the 1970s. My goodness.
So,
That's
and that's
that
another
looks
thing about
good, man.
hmm No, that's another thing about Krakow that I like a lot better than Budapest is a lot of street vineyards.
Uh-huh.
So you'd have street vineyards and also street food, and the food is always good. Uh, I actually I had the coolest experience, one of the coolest experiences I've had at a restaurant today. It
Yeah.
was like the restaurant was Witcher like, not
Get out of
Witcher
here.
the game, but it was like that medieval setting. You know,
Okay.
you walk in and it felt like the dungeon kind of setting
That's cool.
with all the medieval stuff. And oh my God, all the little things. So one thing you could trade in your money to get the money, uh, the currency from the store, from the restaurant, had its own currency, and you could pay
Sick.
with the currency.
That's sick. That's authentic, man. So it's
Yes.
like medieval coins, basically. You can have like medieval
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
coins or whatever else and you barter with that essentially.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you
And
just pay with
then
that.
if 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 it's like if you get 40 of them, then for 40 or more of them, it'll be cheaper than actually using your actual money.
That's hilarious. That's
And
stupid,
then
man.
the menu had a story in it with illustrations and pictures.
What was this place called?
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be a little because it's a what's it called? It's a Polish name, so
And
I'm
it's
gonna
in
butcher it.
it's in Krakow. Huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But oh my God, dude, it was here you go. Ta
Nice.
Tawar, so
Yeah.
TAWERNA space WILCZY space.
Oh, dude, that's so easy. Tawerna Wilksy doll. Yeah, I got you, bro. I know this place. Yeah, yeah. Tor- Tor- I'm sure the Polish people are fuming right now, man. They're fuming right now. Oh yeah,
Getting
they
stuck.
even got like the little the banners with the wolf head. They got the wolf
Yeah, yeah,
banner. I'm looking at some of the food. It legit looks like it's straight out of Game of Thrones. Um,
yeah. Yes.
wow, this is cool, man. I like
And
this.
oh my goodness, dude, if you get one of the elixirs or potions they have,
Yeah.
they actually bring you a tray of a bunch of bottles
Uh-huh.
and a scroll that tells you how to make the potion.
No, I'm looking at it right now. It's got like this, it looks like it's a witch's potion. All right. A lot of foam,
Mhm.
a lot of steam coming out of it, or a lot of
Yes.
and yeah, there's the bottles. There's almost like a mortar and pestle with something else in it. And then there's a basket with forks and that's cool, man. This is cool.
Yeah.
And
It
there's
was.
coins with the book.
Mhm.
Wow, that's sick. Okay, so this one says courage potion. That's a recipe.
Oh, that's what I had.
That's
Yeah,
what
the
you had, the
courage
courage
potion.
potion?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, damn. Shout out Courage the Cowardly Dog, man. Uh, one of the best cartoons of all time. This is sick, man. How
hmm
many places do they have like this? This is the only one?
Oh, this was the only one I found, honestly. And uh but fuck, man. It's so wild because the two coolest places I've been, so in Budapest was a haunted house, and
Oh,
then here was a restaurant. Even though I love Krakow, I'd come back in a heartbeat.
yeah.
Budapest, not as much.
So the haunted house, did you get scared?
Oh, I was scared shitless. It's no, I will tell you. Let me just explain it.
Yeah.
It's interactive
Okay.
and they can touch you.
All right.
So,
That's different. That ain't American. That's unlike American places. They actually
nope,
interact with you. That's
nope. And I was all alone.
oh God.
So
Dude,
I went
this
in
reminds me
there.
of the movie Hostel already.
Yes, I was like, why am I here?
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
am I doing this?
yeah.
They kept calling me lonely boy, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh.
man, they're
And then
hitting you where it hurts.
the first room, you have to find a sliding door.
Yeah.
and one of the guys just comes up behind you and hugged me and picked me up,
The
and I
heck?
was
What is he
just like,
about to pile drive you? What is this wrestling? What's
yes,
going on, man?
I was just hanging there like, oh my God, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Fucking
If anyone comes up behind me like that and bear hugs me, I'm uneasy, brother. I hear you.
no, dude, you'd fucking clock the guy who did this to me. Oh my God. So I go into this room and there's
Yeah.
this guy with this mask on. He's bullshitting. He's like, sit on the couch, and they tell you you have to do what they say, and so you do what you say. Sit on
Wow.
the couch. Yeah,
Central.
yeah,
Holy.
yeah, dude. And then he puts his
Okay.
arm around me, and then does like this. He's just looking at me, talking. He's like, oh my, and then he says, my whole family died in a fire, and my dumb ass is like, oh, that's how you got the mask on. He's like,
Bro.
yeah. And he just fucking looks at me like, that's how you get the mask. Of course, that's how I got fucking
Yeah,
get the
yeah.
mask off. And then, and I don't know how it happened, but I do. He started uh, giving me shit and talking and said something about my balls. And he actually took the end of the fucking axe and to my balls.
No
Didn't
way.
smack him or anything, but he put it under.
Bro,
And I was like,
nah, man.
no
I'm
fucking
sorry,
way,
bro.
dude.
I'm out. That's a no for me. You are not, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you were my wife of 50 years. You are not putting no axe near my balls. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn. That is not happening. I don't know how you kept your shit together on that one.
Dude, I almost fucking melted. But I just didn't want to say the code word. And it was I am a chicken.
Bro,
I was like, no, I'm good. I'm fine,
he
dude.
said, "Oh, this man stood 10 toes tall with his balls intact at the end of this place. Very proud of you, brother. Did a great job."
No, and they tell you not to run too. And I fucking ran, and
Oh,
I ran.
damn. That's what happens, bro.
Yeah,
Why'd you
yeah.
bust your ass?
Because, dude, I was so fucking scared, Aaron, because I they make you do tasks at this one place.
Yeah.
It was the cook, and he told me to go find a heart and two lungs. Like, yeah. But I
I'm
didn't find
guessing.
him in time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and he like I ran me out of the room. And then in the next room, the priest told me that I metaphorically died. Oh, not even metaphorically, that I died, but I still had a link to my soul and I could get that. And he said, and but you need to get out of this room in 3 seconds. And he says, three, and I fucking booked.
Oh,
I
you
was
booked.
gone, dude.
Man, how they expect you to not run? You
Yeah,
want your
yeah,
soul back,
yeah,
right? Crazy rule, brother.
yeah. And dude, and the interactions, that's the main thing is the interactions are so cool because in the next room there was this big old kid with his mask on, and he's like yelling at me. It's what oh my God, you're gonna kill me. And I told him, I was like, I'm not gonna kill you, I'm not gonna kill you. And he's like, are you sure? Do you promise? And then I put my pinky out
Right.
and I was like, I pinky swear. And he looks at it. He puts his pinky like this.
Yeah.
And I went like this.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck. And he walks away. He's like,
That's funny, man. I don't get it. Maybe I don't understand what just happened, but fuck it. It's an experience.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fuck it.
So it was just all
Nothing
that.
makes
And
sense.
yeah, so it was, and the thing is too, it's not widely publicized or marketed. It's just in this little alleyway. That's another thing.
Oh,
Like I went down this
that's
alleyway.
even more unsettling.
Yeah. And then
If
went
you
down these
actually died,
stairs
if something happened to you, man, no one would know. I would have no idea. You would have already been sacrificed. Okay, I would have just had never heard
to
of
the
you again.
gods.
Just at, there would have been a movie made about you in 4 years. All right.
It's Hostel 4.
Hostel 4, man. By oh my God, who does those movies? Eli Roth. Eli Roth would have been right on top of
Oh,
that.
the director. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
course, man. Eli Roth is famous for that, for some of those movies.
Nah,
Well, you said something
I
earlier that was interesting, and you talked about like you're like, hey, this is I'm solo, and I want to. I mean, in your experience, man, now that you've been doing this traveling for a few weeks, and you're by yourself, how is that for you, man? Like just traveling solo.
I'm used to it. It's
Yeah,
and then also with phones nowadays, it's you're in contact with people all the time. It's not like
sure. You don't
back in
stop
the day
talking, and you
what
don't stop blowing me up. I'm like, damn.
yeah. No, dude, I have to remind myself because in the morning, well, in the morning I saw that I was doing my Duolingo and
Yeah.
saw that ad. And I wanted to send it to you right there, but it was 8 o'clock in the morning for me. And I was like, wait a minute. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning
Hey,
for
chances are I'm up. Okay, just telling you,
oh,
there is a small chance I'm up. It's definitely a chance. Okay, absolutely.
but to answer your question, I, I've I've traveled a lot by myself all my life. I've done road trips by myself. So this isn't anything new. What I would say is new is the hostel format where you're sharing rooms with people.
Hmm.
You get to interact with people a lot more. So you're not really alone as much as you probably want to be.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, man.
um,
Yeah,
but on the flip side, it, I've only been at it for 2 weeks and I've already met so many people
yeah,
just from so many countries, so many different backgrounds. I've met two people already who are like, here's my information. If you're ever around, just let me know and I could take you around and show you my home, stuff like that. And I
yeah,
was like, wow, that's pretty awesome too. And and just learning about different cultures as well. One thing that Europe has that America doesn't is that there's so many nations right next to each other
right.
that at its real and going from nation to nation, you can tell a difference. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
Like from Budapest to Krakow, just the city's different and then the people are different.
Mm.
And it's even though they all interact with each other, they all have their different languages, their different customs, their cultures, their different foods. So it's all of that. So it's wild that you could take a coming from Texas, you go to 7 hours anywhere and you're still in Texas.
Yeah,
But
everyone's still the
here,
same. Yeah,
yeah, there's still Texas. But here, it's well, you're speaking. You go through two different countries and you're speaking two different languages and you're are experiencing two different cultures and all that good stuff. So the and then different lifestyles too. I went to yesterday. Went to I know I'm on a soapbox, but at yesterday I went to Zakopane. It's the southern border of Poland,
yeah.
but we stopped to get some Highlander cheese, and our tour guide was like, "Yeah, actually, 2 kilometers from here, there was a guy who almost died from a bear attack." And he's like, "Yeah, there's still bears running around over there." I'm like, "God damn,
Yeah, man.
dude,
You're,
this
you're,
is wild."
damn. That's a terrible thing, though. A bear attack. I've seen some
Yeah.
horror stories, man. There was this one dude, oh God, he lived, but he needed an entire face transplant. And he took a picture. He had got in a fight, I believe, with a black bear. Anyways, got too close to probably the baby, so I'm pretty sure it's a mother. And by the good grace of God, he moved his body just the right way, hit something, that the bear ran off. So this dude's crawling back to his phone to try and, call to either to call someone or to tell someone I love them and I'm not making it. But anyways, he took a picture, dude. It was just gruesome, man. Like this guy's entire face was almost peeled back, right? That stuff was
Oh,
exposed. I imagine both your cheeks being conformed together and thrown off to the left, but still hanging on to your earlobe or something like that. It was bad, but he lived. And the amazing thing is that the doctors they basically fixed his face, and he looks 99% normal. You know how people
wow.
suffer bad accidents? You can kind of tell like something happened, but they did a
Hmm.
really good job stitching them up. Look it up, man. Look up. I mean, I don't know the name. It was a while ago, but if you look up, just guy attacked by bear
Probably.
face reconstruction, you'll probably find it, and probably other ones too. But those bears are ruthless, man. Oh my God,
Hmm.
right? But I gotta say, by the good graces of God, he was good. So, and I'm
Yeah.
happy that so far your journey has been safe. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm glad you're tall and quick on your feet because those bears, we better watch out for them bears, man. I mean, you might not outrun
Hey,
them, but
you don't need to outrun the bear. You need to outrun on everyone else.
true. So that's good, man. Um,
But
yeah, like the Lord's looking after you, man. Today's Good Friday, brother. Today is
yeah.
Good Friday. So it's a good
Well,
day,
so
Christ.
oh, I'm not a. I'm. It's, you asked about talking about Good Friday. I'm. I don't know the full story behind Good Friday, and I know a lot of listeners probably don't know as well. So can you give a little background on it?
Yeah. Very simple terms. Good Friday is the day of Jesus' crucifixion. It's the day he died.
Okay.
So, and why that's such a significant, so in Christianity, the big part of Christianity is having faith in Jesus Christ that when you pass, that he will intercede for you and tell God that you can go to heaven, right? So Christ died. God put Christ on this earth, not as a God, as a man. Okay, so Christ um had the godliness, he had the abilities of God, but he lowered himself, he humbled himself to a man that had no stature, no hierarchy, right? He was just a normal ass dude. And the reason why his death and Good Friday is so significant is because he basically absolved anyone who believes of their sin. And what sin is when Adam and Eve, well, actually before Eve, no, I'm sorry, Eve was there, in the Garden of Eden, right? When Eve ate the apple from the serpent, that was the first sin. So both when Adam and Eve ate the fruit, that was the first sin of humanity, which tainted all of humanity with sin for the rest of the world, the rest of history. Okay. In this event, now the devil has a hold on humanity. So it's a back and forth. Before that happened, God was, Adam followed God, right? But the sin made us question God. So now that's why in human history, right? Even the goodest people, the best, the good people in the world still sin. We all sin. We all do things that don't follow God. And Jesus, God, in his infinite wisdom, made Jesus Christ die for that. So Jesus gave his life in probably one of the most horrible ways possible because the crucifixion was terrible, right? I mean, just if you watch Passion of the Christ, that's like a pretty good recount of what happened. And in that time, Jesus, who was tempted by Satan forever, like for as long as he was alive, he was perfect. He never sinned. So when he died, all of our sin was forgiven. So all the sin that passed, all the sin that already passed, all the sin that was present, and all the sin of the future, meaning you and me today, of the things that we do, it is forgiven. And because it is forgiven, it's basically no matter what, that's God's way of saying, I love you. I love you so much that I gave up my own son for you as a way to destroy sin. So Jesus is the answer to that. So when Christians, when he dies, why Good Friday, which is probably not a Good Friday at all, right? Because he died, we remember that. We thank him for that. We are grateful for all that we have and all his forgiveness. Because none of us are, we've all sinned, man. We've made terrible mistakes. We've hurt people. We've done all this stuff. Even the best of us have done something wrong. But again, we are absolved. The resurrection on Sunday, Easter Sunday, was basically um, God's promise, right? In Jesus's promise that he will be resurrected. If Jesus never resurrected, none of this would have mattered. Nothing would have mattered. But he resurrected. So that made people believe. That put the faith behind the absolution of sin. And the faith is the most important part of Christianity, having faith in Christ. So I know that was kind of a long explanation, but
Ah,
long story short, Jesus died today and he's resurrecting on Easter. And his death and resurrection absolved us of all our iniquities, all of them. So the hope is that we all do better. The hope is that that transforms us because we now have an answer. We now have forgiveness that we may have never given ourselves. That's what Christ did to me. For 31 years, I lived in shame and guilt and forgiveness. And for the first time ever, I have someone that made me feel loved and that it was okay, that did it for me. And then, of course, you want to live life differently after that. That's the point.
yeah. I well, two things. Uh, First one's just a comment to say, uh, over here in the Eastern Bloc countries, Catholic is the Catholic religion is so huge. Uh, so, oh, yeah, we'll just say that. But one last thing I want to say, would be, yeah, we all have the capability of evil. But what's beautiful about humanity is we have the capability of evil, and then we also have the capability to surpass that and be better
100%.
than our evil selves. And if we never had the capability of evil, then I would say there's nothing really impressive about humans. There's nothing to overcome. So I think that's a good thing to chew on, let's say.
The entire point of the Bible and the word, God is the word is love. They call it good news. But the thing is, you can't have good news unless you have bad news first. So without bad news, good news is just news. Without sin at this point, you won't be able to have faith in love, in truth, because that's the answer to the bad. And that's the way the world works, man. I mean, it's like nature, man. Yin versus yang, good versus evil, right?
It's
Positive
yeah,
versus
the
negative.
oneness of life. Yeah.
Yeah, man, right? Magnets, positive versus negative,
hmm
brings them together. You can't have positive and positive, it doesn't work, or negative and negative doesn't work. So
hmm
there's always good. There's always good because there is bad. Always. So enjoy Good Friday. Pray,
Yeah.
dear Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. And for you, man, thank you for you.